Guys. Hello, I'm Honor Janetsky. I am the founder of Awakened Motherhood, founder of Honor Janetsky Coaching, and I'm so excited to be welcoming all of you into this group for the first time. And as you come in for support, to connect, for the free workshop that I'm hosting coming up on October 14th, this is a time to familiarize with what's here for you, and there is so much here for you. So I am quite frequently running free workshops. I do a Thursday live broadcast. That's happening right now. You can always join me live. You can join me live on Facebook to listen in and comment and ask questions on the Thursday live broadcast. You can also join the Thrive Motherhood Method live in the Zoom room. Those are live coaching sessions for us together in the room where you get to post questions, you get to raise your hand, you get to be coached. So if you want me to be your coach or you're considering that, then this is a great opportunity for you. Hi, Coach Lainey is here. She's with me on the team. She's also going to be your concierge for the workshop along with Coach Wendy, and Coach Wendy is our success coach. If you have registered for the Thrive Motherhood Method Workshop and have not yet booked your free support session with Coach Wendy, that's your first step. It's not a sales call. There's no offer. We are offering, I am providing this as a part of the package for you guys who sign up for the workshop so that you can experience a little support on helping to get clear on what do you really want? What's the problem you need the most help with? And then what's going to be the thing for you to focus on in the workshop? What day should you really focus on? What outcomes are you going to bring with you? When you have that step before the workshop with Coach Wendy, that conversation, it's going to help you to prepare for being open to receive the content, the learning, all of those things in the workshop. Got it? Makes sense? Okay. So I'm Honor. Welcome. I am a therapist and coach. I have several coaching programs where I help mom to realize their dreams, to overcome the past sort of heaviness of trauma in the body, frustration in their relationships, people feeling off balance, out of balance, tired, exhausted, to really realize their dream of a joyful, fulfilling life. And that's what we're doing here. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the Thrive Motherhood Method. So for today, I slapped a topic on this talk for today, and I'm calling it Overcoming Fear. And the reason why I wanted to talk about overcoming fear today is because if you're anything like me, like I was, before I started doing what I'm doing now, back in the day where I used to run to blow off stress from work, where I used to feel really agitated in my body, kind of tight, tense, pain, chronic pain, trapped in my body, constriction, contraction, and that's all I knew about how I felt. I didn't know anything else about how I felt. I didn't know about emotions. As before I became a therapist 20 years ago, I didn't know how to process my emotions. I didn't even think I was having emotions, if I'm being honest. Most of my clients say, like, I'm not emotional. I don't feel things very much. I kind of just tune out. Well, there's a reason why that happens. There's a reason why you feel kind of disconnected or detached or withdrawn. There's a reason why we cut ourselves off from the emotions of life. And it's because it's too much. It feels like too much to pay attention to what you're feeling in addition to what your family's feeling. It feels like too much to notice how you feel in addition to like all the work, tasks, chores, deadlines, all of that stuff that fills your brain. It's too much to then also like notice yourself. And I totally get that. I get that and I sympathize with that. And I'm going to stop short of empathizing with it because I want to coach you to another way, a new way to be able to be the master of your own life, the master of your own domain without getting sucked down by fear of getting overwhelmed. So fear shows up like worry, self-doubt, anxiety, replaying conversations in your head, replaying the past, worrying about the future, worrying about problems that don't even exist yet. People do it all the time. oh my God, next week, like when that happens, I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. You're really writing your future when you say that. You're writing this hard thing's going to happen and then I'm going to be in trouble. But it hasn't happened yet. But you're creating it. So as a beautiful, powerful player in your own story, an author of your own life, together with God, with the universe, with whatever you call your higher power, your higher self, you are writing your story. You're creating your reality. And when we let old, unresolved fears go unchecked, they have a nasty way of gaining momentum and taking over our thoughts. So unchecked or unresolved fear in the body, in your past, in your relationships, about yourself, your worthiness, about your marriage, about your kid who's not a typical kid, who's maybe struggles with life. Your unchecked fear about those things will gain momentum. How? Well, because you're going to think about it a lot. You're going to flow energy and attention to that fear. And then what happens is it takes on a life of its own. I'm afraid to have hard conversations. I'm afraid to go back to work after being off with the kids. I won't get a job I want. I'm afraid to notice how my actions or my mood is affecting my kids. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. That fear grows. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. It gains momentum. And that's when you have a real problem. That's when it starts to affect your relationships. It will put distance between you and your kids or you and your spouse. It will cause you to want to withdraw more. It will cause you to want to kind of blow up more and kind of buck the system that you've created here, because it's so frustrating to feel trapped, isn't it? It's so frustrating. I totally get this. So how do we overcome this fear that kind of has a hold on our bodies? A lot of my clients feel it right here when they start to become more aware. They feel they want to say something, but it tightens here and it tightens here. So the throat energy center and the heart kind of tense or blocked. A lot of people will feel fear on the back of the shoulders and neck, like carrying the weight of the world is how I think of that. A lot of people will feel fear in their belly, which can lead to digestive upset, difficulty breaking down your food, constipation even, or the opposite. It's imbalance in that energy center, right? So I know if I have something going on that if I feel fear on a body level, so not up here, I don't know it, but my body will show me. Then I get the pain in the back of my heart center. It's always in the back for me. So some of you might feel that too. This is how fear shows up in our bodies, how it shows up in our relationships. Our kids don't want to be near us. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want your fear on them. This is good for them. I mean, good for them. That's what I mean to say. That's good. That's healthy. If they're pushing you away because they don't want your fear or worry or anxiety on them, that's a healthy gesture for them. It's not good for your relationship with them, but the problem isn't theirs. The problem is yours, and you got to clean up and handle that fear. So, are you with me? You guys comment so I can see. Tell me. Let's do a little Q&A. Tell me right now. Are you aware of when fear shows up in your life or in your body? Are you aware of that? Yes or no? Just drop it in the chat now, in the comments now. Are you aware of that? I'm curious to know. Do you know when you're feeling fear or afraid? And that might be like anxious, worried, doubting yourself, second-guessing yourself, second-guessing something you just did, your actions, feeling a bit nervous about something. Yes or no? Thank you for answering, Stephanie. Thank you, Lake. So, yes and yes. That's the start. You want to first be able to recognize what you're feeling. Then you can do something different with it. But you first need to notice and admit to yourself what you're feeling. If you are not yet willing to admit that you feel off or scared or hesitant or anxious, it could either be that, like, I don't want to admit that I'm not perfect, or it could be that I haven't had the tools to build in the self-awareness yet. And it's probably more likely the latter, if you haven't done like a lot of therapy or meditation or something like that. Caitlin, sometimes I don't always realize it when it happens until I process. That happens all the time. So most of our clients in Awakened Motherhood come in, and for the first month of that 16-week program, they're just catching things like after the fact. So old patterns are like that. We yell, we snap, we blow up, and then we go, oh my God, what's going on with me? And it's like, I just feel so stressed right now. And maybe that's as far as you get. That's a start, right? Then you're noticing what you're feeling, and that's your cue to slow down, right? So once you slow down into that experience, you'll be able to be like, okay, something's going on with me. Where is that feeling? Maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here. My mind is going 90 to nothing. I can't slow down my thoughts. I can't seem to calm it down. I just feel so out of control. Someone else is driving the car and I'm in the back seat, metaphorically, right? Okay, so if you can follow that process, then you're on track for starting to notice more. And if you can do those things, you are perfectly poised to have big breakthroughs in this next free workshop, in the Thrive Motherhood Method. So I want to go old school a little bit because the Facebook screen share was not working. So I'm going old school tech with you guys, and we're just going to do it this way. I'm like, oh, it may show up backwards. You guys can tell me if this is backwards. I thought I had a brilliant plan, but as I'm looking at this, I remember that the phone might be the device that flips the image. You guys can tell me in a second. But in order to overcome fear in parenting, you have to create something else. And this is why doing the work together in our workshops is so much richer than these broadcasts and live streams. We can go so much deeper in the workshops because we do 5 live content sessions and Q&As, and then 2 more. I've added on 2 bonus days on the following Monday and Tuesday. So basically, we're going to be diving into a different topic each day that is a standalone topic, but every one touches on the same objective, which is to teach you how to feel more empowered in your life, how to feel more trusting of yourself, to be able to know what you feel, recognize it, move through it without getting caught or hooked, and come back to creating the reality in the life that you do want. Got it? Makes sense? There's a little delay, so tell me if that makes sense. So what I'm going to show you now, and you can tell me if this is backwards or not, but starting from session 1, this is the page I want to show you. Oh, the glare is not so hot, but can you guys see this? So comment if okay, it's backwards for me. It must be backwards for you guys. You can tell me. I won't force you to look at that much longer if it is painful, but basically, we're starting. I'm going to read these to you guys because I want you to, this is the page where you register for the free workshop for Thrive. And we're starting, and all the content is brand new. I've reworked all of it. So if you came to one before, great, good for you. This one's all new content. Come if you want more. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're starting with, day 1 is titled Stress Less, starting now. So I'm going to share with you a strategy for this calming down the fear in your body, the fear of saying what you feel, the fear of upsetting someone, the fear of getting in trouble. When we boil it all down, that's what always comes up for our clients. Like, I'm just afraid I'm afraid I'm gonna make someone mad. I'm gonna get in trouble. Underneath that is I'm afraid I'm gonna be rejected. I mean, me too. That's a human experience, but you don't want to let it dominate your whole life or your marriage, right? You need to be able to move through these things to be a strong mom. You need to be able to move through these things to have a marriage that supports you, that creates love in your life and connection. And otherwise, like, what's it all for, right? It's just not any fun. And relationships should bring fun into your life. They should bring joy into your life, but it can't start with your partner and it can't start with your kids. It has to start with us. It has to start with you. It has to start with you owning that what you want is something that you should get to have. Feel that? Feel that certainty? Like, I know that it's true. I know that you deserve what you want. I know that you do. You might be feeling undeserving right now, but that isn't the ultimate reality. That is not the highest truth. The highest truth is you deserve to have loving relationships, and you deserve to feel like an amazing mom who is an incredible source of love for your children. You deserve it. I deserve it. We all deserve it. So I'm going to be taking you through one lesson at a time, helping you unpack and rework some of this inner junk that is clogging the channels. So I'm going to explain it to you like this. Okay, so by the time we get to day 4, your secret power, dissolving unconscious patterns that block your joy and confidence, we're going to be well into helping you understand how to notice what you're feeling, how to experience it so that you can move through it, so that it doesn't choke you up or weigh you down. Because what's happening is, it's just going to use an analogy that I use with my clients all the time. Basically, like, if you believe in God, if you believe in divine intelligence, if you believe, if you're agnostic, this is not going to resonate for you, but most of you I know are not agnostic. So if you think of like your higher power and your connection to that higher power or Holy Spirit or God or whatever as light, like that light is always on. That light of the universe, the light of God, always on, never goes off, never goes out, always available, right? If it's always available, like things in nature are always growing. We know the sun, we're going to see the sun come up, and then we're going to see the moon at night, darkness, like we're going to keep turning. We know these things are going to happen. We know that divine order is happening all the time. Well, then it must also be in us. It must also be in our heart beating, in our lungs pumping. It must be in our vascular system and our nervous system. It must be. We can't be separate from that. But we move through life. We think thoughts like we're separate from that. And that's us turning the light out. So fear happens because we turn the light out. There's no fear chasing you and attacking you and trying to take you down. There's just, we separate from the light. And when we separate from the light, we are in darkness. We are in fear. We are in uncertainty. We are in disconnect and loneliness. All that needs to happen is we learn to turn on the light so that we can remember that we are a part of that light. We are in that light. And when we do that, there is no darkness and fear overwhelming us anymore. Doesn't ever completely go away. There will be moments of fear. There will be moments where we step back into the dark. But what I'm going to be teaching you in this Thrive Motherhood Method is how to walk back into the light, you guys. And you are light. You have light in you, just like I do. Every one of your cells has divine energy in it, has divine intelligence. It's pumping through your body. It's waking you up in the morning. We don't like decide to stay alive. We don't make our heart pump. We don't have to do any of that. How does it happen? How does any of that happen? You're a divine being. You are a part of that, all that is. And so what I really want you to get is that there is no one separating you from that light other than the fear, the negativity, the self-doubt, the unworthiness, and the past trauma. And that is it. There is no divine wisdom in you being lonely, cut off, overwhelmed, feeling like you can't have what you want or it's too hard. There's no divine wisdom in that. Don't fall for it. Don't believe it. Start creating something new. Start creating something more powerful than that. Start actually investing in the life you want to be creating proactively. And the way that we do it is so different from life coaching or therapy or anything like that. We are creating, in these free workshops, I'm teaching you the lesson, the content, and then I'm telling you how to apply it. And then I'm taking questions on that. And day by day, what we're doing is teaching you a new process that you can apply in your life and get real results. Real results. People have come to this workshop, and these are people who I've never worked with before, who have not become clients of mine, but I've heard feedback from them that just coming to the live sessions every day has given them more value than the last year of counseling or therapy that they've been in. There's no reason for you not to come to this. To help yourself, help your family, decide what you want, learn some amazing skills. I will also tell you that your homework, doing your homework each day we did just simple, basic, quick and easy homework. But by taking that action to integrate what you've learned and share it, you're also going to get even more out of it. Okay, so think about it. If you want to have more ease at home, if you want your home to feel more peaceful, if you want your body, to feel more at ease, and you want to move through your family, your home, your life, feeling more like you've got this and you know what you're doing, then don't hesitate. Go ahead and sign up for the free workshop. I cannot wait to work with you. I'm super excited about that. We're going to talk about eradicating that fear. We're going to talk about what is real self-care. What does that have to do with anything? How do we do it without it being a thing to add to the to-do list? We're going to talk about de-stressing strategies. We're also going to talk about a little bit of the why behind why you feel triggered by your family, why you feel activated or angry or overwhelmed or irritated. We're going to talk. I'm going to share with you a little bit about the kind of unconscious stuff that's happening and the family systems piece, as well as your trauma. So these are all things that I have expertise in that come into my work with clients. I'm sharing with you little tidbits about that so you can understand a little more. Why am I getting? People say, "What's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this?" So I answer some of those questions for you guys too, to give you a little bit more knowledge and awareness. And then we're also on day 5. I'm super excited. I've added a totally new session about awakening your spirit. It's such a big part of the work I do with my clients to clear their channel. You're the vessel and you're the channel for your beautiful life, and for joy to happen for you. It doesn't just happen to you. It flows through you. It flows through you to your kids, from your life to your life. You're the channel and vessel for that, or the hollow reed is another way to think of that. And so we're going to talk about how to really develop your vessel, how to awaken that spirit within you to connect with that light so that joy does flow freely through your life. And if you want that, how to have it. And I'm also calling that awakening God's love in your body, mind, and spirit. So I'm super excited about that one. Any questions you guys have about how to go, where to go, what to do? Coach Laney has dropped the link. Click for details to check it out. Again, we kick off October 14th, but sign up now to give yourself time to get on Coach Wendy's calendar. I do believe she's opened some weekend times too. She's such a loving, fabulous person and a longtime friend. And I'm so happy for you guys to have a chance to connect with her. If you're scared, to book that call, or you're I don't have time, then I just challenge you to really check in with that and ask why. Why do I not want to acknowledge with another human who's going to love on me what I'm feeling? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of being judged? Am I afraid she's going to try to push me into something? Never. None of those things are ever going to happen with anyone on my team. It's never going to happen. You're safe. You're in good hands. We want to love on you. We want to nurture you. We want to help you grow. I know, and my pact with God is that I know that when I share good for the highest good, that it blesses all of you and everyone who you connect with. So that is my service in the world, and I'm just really grateful to have you guys come into this community and engage with it. Okay? Love you all so much. Let us know what we can do for you. If you haven't friended us and connected with us and told us why you're here, then please do that as well. We are here to support you. All right, you guys. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you heard. I'll see you again.